world. I'm AJ.
And I'm Corey.
And this is Wasted with the Walens. Good to see you all.
It's been a while. So, as you can tell, we changed our name from Whiskey with the Walens to Wasted with the Walens. And the reason being, we felt Whiskey with the Walens was a little restrictive on our possibilities.
Totally.
We don't want to just stick with whiskey, right? I mean, there's other things in the world.
As a bartender, I feel like it is my civic duty to try and share as many wonderful beverages with you beautiful humans as I can. And I can't do that with just whiskey as much as I wish that I could.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, Mom and Dad, there's other things.
I mean, this expands beyond just the spirits realms. You know, we can go into other things that we'll address as that comes up. But, you know, why stick to whiskey? I mean, we could have a total beer craft episode.
Oh, totally.
Wine or whatever, you know, specifically today we're doing non-whiskey.
Yeah, we're doing non-whiskey. And part of the reason for that, too, is I've recently decided to switch my diet, and my wonderful amazing husband here has been on board with that. So we're actually doing the keto thing. I know it's like a super fad or whatever, but I will tell you this. I've never felt better. I've never slept better. My energy is through the roof, as if it wasn't like insane already. So I'm not even mad about it. I'm just going to keep going with it. But are we ready to make our cocktail for the day?
Yeah. So let's go into that.
Okay. So I don't have really a name for this. What I will say is that it is keto friendly. The things that you are going to need are some raspberries, limes, a vodka of your choice, and a soda water of your choice, and ice, of course. So here's what we're going to do. You are going to take, I don't know, a couple, 3, 4, 5 raspberries.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Remember,
the freshest.
In keto, yes, it is fresh, but in keto, you don't want to go like real crazy on fruit. Raspberries is one of the only fruits that is like actually recommended. I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not here to tell you how to fucking eat or drink, but what I'm saying is this is what I'm doing, and if you want to do it, fucking follow suit. So you're going to take like 4 to 5 raspberries. I know I'm a bartender, but I'm a shit bartender because I don't know how to muddler.
Well, you know, we're a little low on our, specifically drink-making utensils.
It doesn't fucking matter. Here's what we do have. We have a knife sharpener with a very blunt end. So I'm just
need a blunt end.
I'm
gonna blend it up.
I'm gonna beat the beat up, but this isn't the Jersey Shore, so irrelevant.
Although you could probably make a drink with beets if you got really creative.
Oh god, that sounds terrible. Okay, so all right, so we've got our muddled raspberries down here. All right, now we're gonna take here. I'm gonna have you because you're an adult. Take a lime.
It's like a half. It's a full half.
Yep. Squeeze that motherfucker. Get it.
Oh,
Squeeze.
I don't know if you can see it yet, but we have freaky tiki glasses.
Listen, Goodwill was calling my name the other day, and I am not too proud.
Goodwill's your best friend.
It is my favorite store ever. All right, so we're gonna get. Oh, shit, I dropped mine in there. We're just gonna let that be what it is. Mine will have extra lime. All right, so then you guys, hands are clean. We did wash them before we did this.
Plus, lime disinfects everything.
Yes. All right, so I'm just gonna grab a handful of ice. Corey's gonna follow suit. I'm gonna grab a couple more because I'm real greedy. Well, there's only one left. Take it. All right, good. All right, now we're gonna take our
generic vodka.
Yes, of choice. I have no idea what this is. You are going to do 1.5 ounces of your favorite liquor, vodka. Get it in there. Yeah. All right, cool. And then from there, you're going to take any generic soda water, any flavored one. I would say brands, but I don't really know like legalities of that. But you can find them in the water section of every grocery store that you go to. They have tons of different flavored ones. There's coconut, lemon, lime, like peach, all kinds of shit. What we're using for this particular drink right now, we're just going to use a grapefruit one.
Goes well with the citrus.
Yeah, it just kind of adds to it. And I think I don't have enough for 2, but we're just gonna. Oh no, I do because
Wow,
I'm
look at
that
that.
good. I'm that good. All right, so then you're gonna take another. Now we did our half squeezes of lime, and now we're just gonna do a wedge. You're going to garnish. With a wedge, and then listen, y'all can be real shitty. I understand these are not reusable straws. Don't even get on me about that because I'm trying to work on it. You want to get that raspberry at the bottom, so you're going to want to use the straw. And there you have it. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's delicious and it's keto friendly. So cheers!
All right, so a lot of things have happened since the last time we all talked.
Can I point out the biggest one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no more man bun, ponytail action.
I loved it. Like, I'm pretty sure he actually grew it for me, and I was like, oh, this is so hot. But it is like hot.
We're in Florida now.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
So he cut it, and I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, new hair, who does?
Yeah. It was actually weighing down my head. It's a lot to bear.
Yeah.
I mean, people with long hair knows what the deal is, but it was just too much.
Yeah.
Too much upkeep. Actually, short hair takes less to deal with. I get out of the shower quicker. I use less shampoo. It's great.
He's more like eco-friendly. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there were pugs with us today, which I don't remember if this happened before.
We've never introduced the puggies.
We're inside now. We're not outside. There's so many things.
Yeah, we'll get into all that, but the pugs are here with us, so please just bear with us as we try to do this with them in tow. So yeah, Corey cut his hair. I don't know. He kind of mentioned it. The background's a little different. You kind of want to go into that?
We're not outside anymore. I don't know if you can tell, really. You can't hear the birds anymore, or the frogs, or the crickets. We moved. We are not in Crystal River anymore. We are no longer in an RV. So we did that for what, 2 years?
Oh yeah. We were like full-time RVers for actually more than 2 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was fun.
Awesome. Loved it.
Yeah, would totally recommend it to anyone wanting to get into that lifestyle.
10 out of 10. We will probably do it again.
I'd give it a good review on Yelp, RV lifestyle. Oh wait,
Jack is over here. Yelp? I don't care. Jack is over here kicking the pillows off of the couch. Anyway. Yeah. So
we're not in the RV anymore. We decided that basically we had to leave Crystal River just because, you know, it's a great town, but it was a little on the slim side as far as the population goes, as far as finding peers, as far as finding opportunities
for advancement.
Yeah, I had a really hard time actually finding gainful employment, which, you know.
Right. It's weird because, like, I thrived there, but it wasn't necessarily, like, the healthiest environment for me to be in. And we kind of feel like we always want to practice what we preach, and we kind of got to the point where it was like, fuck this. I have better things to do than waste my time with people that are not adding to my life.
Well, if you're not happy somewhere or in a situation, leave it.
Yeah,
There's no point in sticking around just because you feel like you have to, or there's some kind of social pressure on you. It's like, oh, you made this decision, now you're stay with it. It's like, no. That's what the beauty of this, you know, this time and age that we're in is you can literally pick up and leave and start over anywhere.
Totally. Ginger.
So we decided to move to beautiful sunny Daytona.
Love it.
Which would actually show you the outside world, but we are in a monsoon season apparently.
Yeah, it's
last week.
Literally rained every day for the last 6 or 7 days now, so it's a little overcast and nasty, but it's so beautiful here. We love it. Went
from one coast of Florida to the other, and the
definitely recommend.
Gulf side is great, but
East Coast,
Atlantic side, I don't know, for some reason I feel more at home here. So.
Yeah. So with that being said, so we moved here a few months ago. Corey cut all his hair off. But yeah, I mean, we still have the RV. Don't get us wrong. We've been still going to music festivals, which is totally our thing. If you've been following our page, you know that we've just gone to the Sweetwater 420 Fest in Atlanta, which was like amazing. Before that, we went to Okeechobee, which like blew our fucking minds, and we're gonna go there forever and ever and ever until they just quit doing it.
Which, yeah, if you haven't heard about it, it's basically the Bonnaroo of the South.
Yeah, it's
but
so
to me, I
awesome.
mean, the weather was much better.
Yeah. It
To
wasn't
me,
like
you know,
crazy hot during
more
the day.
tree coverage.
Oh god, it was amazing, and the people are just fabulous. So anybody that follows us that was at Okeechobee with us, like right here, we'll see you next year. Like we're going. We've still been going to concerts and things. Like we're still the same old people. We just have a little bit more overhead than we used to, which we consciously made that decision on purpose. It is really nice to be debt free, but what I found out is that we spend way more frivolously when we have disposable income. I mean, don't get me fucked up. We saved a shitload of money. We did.
Oh yeah.
But we now are kind of like back to reality, I guess, with like having rent and all this crap to take care of. So it's just been kind of an adjustment. But anyway, enough bullshit.
Just to expand a little further on that, one of the big reasons we got into the RV lifestyle was to go with this whole minimalist movement. And it wasn't the movement necessarily that got us into it. It was just like, let's get free of all this stuff. But
totally.
After, living in that for a while and experiencing it and being fully surrounded by it, it was great. But at the same time, I kind of feel like in this day and age, with all these amazing things we have, it's like, why not have a nice dwelling with some nice stuff? I mean, like, look, we have this behind us now, which totally created by my beautiful wife here.
Yeah.
It's her,
I've been collecting those
pulling
feathers
inspiration
for
in
years.
different things. But yeah, these feathers. It's just a small. I wish we could give you a video tour of the whole apartment because we've completely, after living in, I don't know what the square footage of the RV was. I think we estimate around somewhere maybe 200.
Small.
At the most. We're now in like a almost 700 square foot apartment. It feels
still
like a
small,
mansion.
but it does. It feels like a mansion.
Yeah,
We love
bedroom.
it.
We have space for everything. I have space for my music studio.
We appreciate it a lot more, which is really nice. So, yeah, but that's what we've been up to, and I'm sorry that we have been MIA. Like, shit kind of just gets ahead of you. We've had I'm not going to go into a lot of personal stuff, but both of us have had some struggles with health of family members and
family stuff.
that's been really taxing and emotional and draining, and
even just social stuff. There's been a lot of taxing and
there's been some
stuff,
fucked up shit. Yeah, apparently I'm in the FBI. I didn't even know it. That's how good I am. Who fucking knows? I ain't got time for that. I mean, give her that
look
time of day.
Look at the way she's dressed. Obviously,
I had it coming that I would be an FBI informant. Anyway, let's move into some things. I know the last podcast we did was like 100 years ago, and we kind of said that we were going to talk about XYZ thing. It's been so fucking long since then. We're like, no, we're kind of like, let's just move forward and start fresh. So whatever we said we were going to talk about last time, fuck that. I don't even know.
We're in a new territory. It's almost like our first podcast, really.
Yeah, kind of. So we're starting fresh, and we're going to just kind of roll with it. And so the first thing that we kind of want to address today is that regardless of what you think and how you feel and how you think it's like socially acceptable, I got news for you. It is okay to be a motherfucking dick. It's okay to be a dick. It is okay
as long as
to stand up for yourself in appropriate situations and be a dick. And I'm not saying I'm not condoning being an asshole. That's totally different.
Different things.
What I am condoning is self-respect, respect for others, and putting your foot down when shit is not okay. Speak your word as long as if more than one person in the room is thinking it and you're saying it, then you're doing the right thing. And I wholeheartedly feel like as I'm getting older and more confident and more experienced, that it is becoming a lot easier for me to be like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing this. Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck all of it.
Yeah. Power of saying no. Power of owning what you are willing to put up with and what you aren't willing to put up with.
Totally. So yeah, I mean, if people are taking advantage of you or they are asking something of you that is just like not within the bounds of what you want for yourself, you need to speak up. Because if you don't, then you are telling the universe that it's okay to treat you like that. And I'm sorry, but the one time you let it in, then every time after that, it just gets easier and easier and easier to get pummeled in that way. No.
And saying like it's okay to be a dick doesn't mean that we're giving a pass to go around and kick puppies or something. You know, like,
and if you do, I will literally kill you.
That's being an asshole.
Kill you. Yeah, that's an asshole thing.
But stand up for yourself, and just don't let people take advantage of you. Is what we're getting at. Bottom line,
right?
It's like if someone says something to you sideways, don't take this like pseudo spiritual like, oh, I'm gonna take the higher road and just let bygones be bygones. It's like I've lived that way for so long, and for me personally, everyone's road is different, but it's just gotten me walked on. And that's not what I inevitably want in my life.
100. And this is how I feel about this. Is the number one reason I'm saying this for me personally is most jobs that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny, and I'm sure you guys have seen this meme, but it's interesting that the harder you work, the more jobs that your company wants you to do for the same pay. I'm sorry, but if I'm on a team with 5 people that are all in the same position as I am, and only 3 of them, or I am doing the job of 3 of them. If I am taking on the roles and making sure that they're getting their shit done, or what the fuck ever, why am I being punished for that? I'm making the same amount of money as these people when they are clearly not capable, or they just don't want to, or they don't have the same work ethic. At that point, it's okay to be a dick and be like, nope, Shirley, David, Mike, I'm not doing your shit anymore. And go to the supervisor and be like, I demand a raise or something. You have to believe in yourself. And that's genuine. I think that's ultimately what this comes down to, is believing in yourself and knowing that like you're worth it. Now, this is not an entitlement thing for me either.
Yeah.
You are not entitled to a raise. You are not entitled.
Hard, like you've been through the ringer.
Oh, dude, I literally work my fucking ass off, and I've been taken advantage of at most jobs that I've ever worked, which is now why I work for myself. Because no one will appreciate you more than you. And if they do appreciate you, then you need to stick around. But generally speaking, if you are not fulfilled at your job, if you are not fulfilled in your relationships, if you are not fulfilled in your friendships, it is really okay to be like, this is what the fuck I want. There's nothing wrong with asking for what you need. There's nothing, and I'm not saying fucking make out a list of demands. I'm saying be graceful and approach the situation where you show that ultimately, like, that you're worth it, because you fucking are.
And don't let someone come in and try to tell you how your life is going to unfold. If you have a boss that's like, oh, you keep up the good work, all these great things are going to happen for you. That's all just fluff. That's all just
if you've been at the same job for more than 3 or 4 years, and the people that were hired after you have been promoted before you, I'm sorry. I just feel like that's like I don't know, get the fuck out of there. Reevaluate what you're doing. Yeah, because I have friends like that, and they're just like oblivious. They're like, well, I don't understand. And I'm like, no, you're just.
You do. Everyone really, you got to listen to your inner voice. And that's what most people are so easy to shut down.
100.
It's like usually there's a really good chime that goes off in your head. And it sounds really good, but you bury it. It's like there's something. It says there's a voice that says like, this isn't right.
Yeah,
But you're like, no, it's okay. Things will work out. No, listen. That first little inkling of that little thing. Listen to that. That is actually so much more powerful than anything. That's your intuition. Do not blot out your intuition.
Right. And that's a great point. Your inner self will always tell you what you need. Now, let's not jump to conclusions. Like, pray about it, think about it, meditate about it, whatever your spiritual belief is. Spend some time, because it could be detrimental. To just make a harsh decision. But back yourself up. Speak to the people that love you the most. confide in your, your actual friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, guys, like, don't be afraid to be a dick. Like, love yourself enough to be like, no, enough is enough. I deserve more. I deserve better. I promise you, you'll be rewarded. It may take time. It may not actually end or go the way that you fucking want it to, but I promise you, when you decide to do something that scares you or to stand up for yourself and to make yourself happy, you will be rewarded. So we've been doing that a lot. Like, I literally quit my fucking job over a text message. Not over a text message. Like, I quit in a text message because of something that was just so beneath me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I refuse to be treated less than through people. You got a trumpet over here. But through people, I'm going to be a dick about things that I'm passionate about, and I'm fucking passionate about me. I'm sorry, and I think everyone should feel like that.
That's the best way to put it, be a dick about the things that you're passionate about. Like,
totally.
Don't take any less than what you feel like you deserve.
Right, and I'm not, and again, we do practice what we preach, and I'm not gonna stay in a situation that makes me nervous or uncomfortable or causes me distress. I'm not going to stay.
Regardless of what the money is.
No, fuck that.
Or any benefits, whatever.
No, fuck that. No, fuck that. There's always another job. There's always another person. There's always another opportunity. There's always, and the more that you just set it out there and put your intentions out there, you start to create the life you want, which is ultimately like where we're headed.
Yeah, that's the main goal. I mean, this goes back to even, like I said, we were living the RV lifestyle and we decided to change from that. This is still the life that we want.
Oh.
This is the life that we're building. Like, this isn't because of circumstance or whatever. Like, we decided to leave that lifestyle.
Yeah, and it wasn't because we weren't happy with it either. We just wanted to try something.
Things changed. We changed.
Yeah,
my hair changed. My shirt changed.
I know, you guys, look how long mine is too. I'm like, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, look at this.
It's still purple though. Don't get it twisted. In that same vein of making yourself happy, you have to decide who you want to surround yourself with.
It's your crew.
It's your crew.
It's your tribe.
It is. And that to me is probably one of like the more important things that I harp on. Like, if you surround yourself with people that are lazy or unmotivated or have addictions that are kind of destroying their lives, or they are married with kids but they're totally detached, that all kind of bleeds into who you are. So we made a very conscious decision when we moved that whoever we would let into our lives here in Daytona would be of caliber that would not be wasting our time.
One of the best quotes, and I wish I could cite the source, but basically it's, you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. So look at the people around you. And I'm not trying to tell you to, cut people out of your life at this point or anything like that, but just listen to your heart, listen to your soul, whatever. Are you surrounding yourself with like-minded people, successful people? Like, literally look at your 5 closest friends. Is one of them an addict? Is one of them, like a dropout? Like, unfortunately, that all, you are being influenced by them, whether or not you believe it. So really take a close look at the people you surround yourself with, especially as you grow older. I mean, when you're younger, you're in school, you're kind of forced into these social circles where it's easy to be a little bit more transient with the people you know. It's like, oh, you're not really invested in these friendships, but
I don't know, but you think you are. I don't know. Well, I thought everybody was my friend when I was younger.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a big group of friends. It's nice to have a big group of friends, but really, you only need a few really good friends, a few best friends. You don't need a bunch of friends. But especially, like, as we've experienced, moving different cities, different states even, like, some of our best friends or family are still in a state that we've lived in previously.
Right. It's amazing the number of people that drop off when you kind of move away. The ones that stick around.
Yeah, when you're in the area, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna see each other all the
we have
time.
that forever.
But then you move far away, and you never hear from them again. You might get a little hashtag or a tag on Facebook. You're like, oh yeah, wow, they still think about me. But that's nothing. Really, that's social media. We can go into a whole episode just on that. But the people that matter are the ones that just text you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Or call you out of nowhere. Or that they cross your mind. Reach out to them at that moment. Like don't sleep on those moments.
No, absolutely. Totally. Like, we've got friends all over the world, you know, and anytime one of them pops into my mind, I reach out and I'm just like, hey, I'm thinking of you. And it could be the smallest thing, but it really can mean a lot because I know that I feel the same way when they reach out to me. You know who your real friends are, you know who your fake friends are. In that vein, where I think we're going with this is that we have lived here for like 2.5 months. We have this many friends.
No friends. We have
no friends.
The people we've had over are friends from Crystal River that are good friends.
Dude,
that we consider.
Don't get it twisted.
They've come to visit.
We had tons of friends.
And it's like those are the only people we've actually had into our home, and it's until like
we've had over like 20 people come visit us, which is amazing and loving, like awesome. But yeah, no, Corey's totally right. We have no fucking friends here. Man.
So, you know, we're 33. Well, she's not yet.
I am 27.
She is 27
and a half.
But it's so growing older and trying to make friends in a new area is a very interesting thing because now you really get to be picky. But at the same time, you want to be social. So there's a fine line there. Like you know, obviously everyone needs to have a social circle. That's kind of what makes us human. I think that's very important for our tribal nature. I think it's necessary. But you don't want to just like we've gone out and we have made acquaintances that we could push that if we wanted to, but that's dicey territory because, you know, like I said, listen to that inner voice.
Right.
When you meet these people in a new area.
You know when you're meeting someone that doesn't match your vibe or your energy. I don't know. Like he's totally right. Like we could force ourselves to hang out with all these people, but they really wouldn't be like the right kind of people. And not to say they're the wrong people. Like the people that we have met have been amazing. They're awesome, but they're just not at the same place in their lives as I guess that we are.
Yeah,
so
we were even joking around, and I hope this goes on some kind of audio copyright because if someone steals this idea, I'll find you. But we were talking about like an adult friend finder.
But not the dirty version.
Not the dirty version. We're just like, what if there's like a Tinder but for friends?
Right.
Friender. The copyright right now. I don't even know the date.
It's
today's date
or something.
Don't steal that. I will sue.
But
Friender.
No, it's crazy because it's like how do you reach out? Like, you know, because with my job I meet tons of new people every day, and I get lucky enough to meet ones that I actually feel like connected to, and then I tell them, I'm like, hey, here's my personal number. Like, let's get together. Let's take the dogs to the park. Let's go, you know, try, you know, this coffee place, or you know, let's go to this thrift store. And then it's like I never hear from them.
Everyone's too in their own head.
I don't know about that. I think it's just like people think I don't know if it's like weird. I guess I'm not like.
No, I don't think it's a weird thing.
I don't know. I just feel like people are so weird about that. It's like they're afraid or I don't know what the boundary is there. But like I have not had one successful.
Intentions.
I've had not one successful communication with anybody that has been like, oh my god, we would totally be friends, and I'm like, yes, girl, let's be friends. Like they just.
I think it's just this day and age where everyone's just inundated with some type. Like you feel like you almost. This is maybe going a little bit too deep, but you feel like with your social media, like you're so occupied with that and your relationships on there that like
I don't have time for that.
You don't go into the real world and try to make friends. Like, oh yeah, let's make plans, and then you never end up actually calling or. whatever.
See, I don't have time for that. If you're one of those, I don't have time for that. I have to pee really bad though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go pee. Bye.
She's gonna go pee. She's gonna leave me here by myself. So hopefully I can fill
world.
in the space. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna hit pause. On video. All right.
So we have emptied our bladders and refilled our drinks, and
best way to be.
To bring this all in for the friend thing, I want to hear your guys' ideas. Like, what do you do to make friends as an adult? Like, I mean, we've done the meetup thing. It's just so awkward. Like, is it just, I don't know. Like, is it friends of friends? Like, how do you even make the friends to become the friends of the friends?
Well,
it's weird.
Just real quick side subject. Like, even on Reddit, like before we moved here, the Daytona subreddit, and this is probably similar for other cities, may not be, but they were like, yeah, good luck making friends here because everyone's kind of already in their own little cliques, especially people that have lived here forever, and they're kind of blind to outsiders, which is
what a waste.
Yeah, you know, everywhere's a melting pot these days. It's actually hard to find people that are from the area they live in anymore.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Leave us some comments about what you guys do. Any suggestions that you have. I mean, if you want to be our friend, fucking let me know. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me that we're having the struggles that we're having. So, anyway. So I mentioned in the very beginning of this that our drinks today are keto friendly. And the reason for that is because we are actually transitioned into the keto diet. And if you don't know what that is, it is a very low carb, high fat, medium protein diet that puts your body into ketosis, which is when you start burning fat and your body does no longer rely on as many carbohydrates to get you through the day. It improves your memory, it improves your sleep, it improves like your energy level. I mean, everything about it has been like a check win for me. With that being said, we are not doctors. We aren't authorized to give medical advice. But what we can fucking say, stop eating like an asshole.
You gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself.
For real.
Actually, one of the best metaphors I heard about the ketogenic diet is, do you want to, consider your body a fire. Do you want your fire burning little twigs and, you know, just small leaves and twigs?
Right.
Or do you want to burn big logs? So the small little leaves and twigs that can they get big fire if you just throw a bunch on at once, but that's what carbs are.
Right.
That's what, you know, sugar is. So if you throw a bunch of that into your metabolism, yeah, you might get this burst of energy, but you're also going to have a crash. It's going to go away quickly. You're also going to burn up everything very quickly. But, you know, if you turn your body into a fat and protein burning machine, it lasts much longer. You're going to have more energy reserves. This just the mental clarity that comes out of it is, to me, that's my biggest draw that I get out of it. It's like I'm always trying to eat clean to make myself think better, to make myself feel better.
Ugh.
And,
see, for me, it's the energy. It's the energy.
Well, the energy,
energy.
I mean, I'm a snail in my day-to-day life. I always want more energy.
Like, personality-wise, my energy level is always like boom, boom, boom. But like actual like energy on like a level of like I want to get out and do shit, not so much. Okay. But I have been waking up at like between 6 and 9 a.m. every morning. Y'all motherfuckers need to realize I am not a morning person.
Never been a morning person.
Never in my life.
Almost 8 years of knowing each other.
Yeah, I go to bed now between 10 and 11:30. I'm waking up at like. His alarm is going off for him to go to work. I'm sitting there playing on Facebook, posting on my shit, like getting my life together. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't."
Well, so what's okay? So you started a little bit more hardcore than I did at first.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's been what, maybe 3 or 4 weeks
that
I've been a little bit more serious about it.
Okay.
And I've actually been waking up before my alarm goes off lately.
Yeah.
Like it's
crazy.
It's been a matter, 15, 20 minutes, but still, I'm like. I'm awake. I'm looking out the window. I check my clock. I'm like, seriously, I still have another 15.
Yeah, like I'm taking showers in the morning. Like I've never done that in my life. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and harp on like how amazing keto is, but for me, it's amazing. But what I do want to bring up and discuss with you guys is how different your eating can change your life. I mean, when we first got together, like it was like brokest of the brokety broke. Like it was like tuna and
ramen noodles,
and frozen pizzas. I mean, it was like
we thought we were adding nutrition to our diet when we would add like pickled jalapenos to our frozen pizzas.
It was like gourmet night
whoa,
when we like added it to our frozen pizza. We thought we were like creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Now we've cut out all pastas, all rices, anything that contains like my favorite Red Bull is the yellow one. Oh my god, those are my fucking shit. I love them. Corey was like so sweet. He was like, baby, and I was like, looked at it. It was like 46 fucking carbs. I was like, that is more than like 2.5 days of my allowance. Like I can't have this. And it made me realize like I have more energy now that I'm not taking those carbs in than I did when I was taking those carbs in. Like, it's fucking weird.
Well, as a society, like, especially if you go down the grocery aisle, any given grocery aisle, it is carb packed.
Mm-hmm.
That's because basically it's like that's the thing that's driving everyone's moment to moment energy. It's like, do you want longevity in your energy, or do you want kind of like carb break to carb break? It's like, do you want your bagel in the morning that's gonna throw those little twigs on your fire, and then at lunch you're gonna have your sandwich,
right? With your
and at dinner you're gonna have your pasta or your bread, or whatever. It's like, not that I'm not really bashing any of those foods.
No,
but especially delicious. Like, I wish honestly we could all get naturally sourced like sprouted wheat flour with our breads and stuff like that. Like, that would be like, look at the way Europeans eat. I think actually the pizza you get in Italy is going to be way different than the pizza you're going to get here.
I wouldn't know, but I do want to find out.
We're going to find out hardcore. We're going to go there. We're going to munch on some fucking Italian pizza. But it's so different. You got to do some research, seriously, because what we're dealing with here in America, the way industrialized farming is, it's like,
I'm gonna say this, not to interrupt you, but they're like making us fucking sick and fat on purpose, and I don't know if you guys realize that.
It's a thing.
But you have to wake up to that first.
There's at least a dozen documentaries about this.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna cite them because I don't know the legalities of doing that, but you guys,
just do research.
You're not meant to feel like inflammatory. Like, I can tell you this. A month ago, I would wake up and every fucking joint in my body would pop. I would have to pop my knees like 20 and 30 and 40 times a day. The swelling in my face, like I didn't even notice it, but like in pictures, I was like, what is happening to me? And now I wake up and I'm just like awake and I have energy and I drink my bulletproof coffee and I fast for like all day. Like the only meal that I even eat now is dinner, and that's not because I'm fucking starving myself. It's because I just don't have this particular diet that I am on. I don't crave like the foods. Like I snack a little bit throughout the day, but I take in very minimal carbs. I just feel good. I've never felt this good on a normal diet. Like this fucking food pyramid idea that they have us on is great, but it's not. And your kids, man, I don't have kids, but if you do.
I mean, there's so much information out there, and yeah, we can't really speak too much on it, but it's like you hear the anecdotes about kids with ADD, ADHD, whatever, and it's because like you're feeding your kid sugar all day, cereal, lunch, breakfast.
Well, that's the fucked up part. It's
dinner.
like I go down the cereal aisle and it's literally like a wall on either side of just like tons and tons and tons and tons. It's like not only are you getting like a shitload of sugar in that, you're getting a shitload of carbs in that. You're getting a shitload of like
they're adding sugar into something that already breaks down into sugar in your system.
I'm sorry, like as a child, and I'm gonna totally admit this, Cinnamon Toast Crunch was my like jam. But I put, and I'm not even fucking kidding you, like at least a half of a cup of sugar on that every day.
I would do Honey Nut Cheerios and I would just squeeze a honey
dump.
bottle over
Oh
it.
no, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's not fine.
No, it's not.
Like,
yeah.
No, it's like I did the same. Like it was just like there was never enough sugar. And then I remember going to the grocery store with my family.
Grainy, milky sugar at the bottom.
Oh my god, it was like my favorite thing. It was like, oh yes, it's so good. But I'm like, now as an adult, I'm like, oh my god, I have this like sugar deficit.
Well, look at the outbreak. I'm not even willing to sugarcoat that of diabetes. I hate to say it, like, but it's such a thing. Like, children should not have any form of diabetes, whether it be 1, 2, 3, or whatever. Nothing. No child should have diabetes. There's a reason it's happening. It's in the food. It's in everything that they're fed. It's, like we said, the food pyramid. Grains are the foundation.
No,
bullshit.
Guys. Well,
bullshit.
And again, we're not legally,
do your research.
Yeah, do what's best for your body. I mean, some people need the grains, whatever. But what I have found for myself personally, and for most of my social circle that has been doing the keto thing with me, our lives have changed like amazing. I feel better today than I did 10 years ago.
Well, this has been a long road for us, and when we first met, like we were saying, it was we were
broke,
eating shit. But even after, I want to say 2 to 3 years of knowing each other, we started to make a movement towards better eating. So it was at least more thought out home-cooked meals and incorporating more vegetables and salads. It's just been, like, we even did gluten-free. Mm-hmm. We've done a lot of different. We've fasted. We've done cleanses.
Yeah, we've done some
serious cleanses. But you got to listen to your body. You have to. Are you in pain constantly? Do you have some kind of chronic joint issue? Do you have mental fog?
Do you have endometriosis? Like.
Oh yeah, it's
fucking A. I would recommend the keto diet for anybody who's endo.
I don't want to say her name, but we had a friend. I'm going to say the story real quick.
Don't say the name because I don't know where you're going with this.
But I'm just saying, like, we had a friend that was able to get pregnant from eating better. That's all I'm going to say. There was a point in her life where that was not an option, and then from eating better, from changing her diet, from nutrition
she was told she would never be able to get pregnant, and she went to acupuncturist and all these things. And then when she changed her diet, actually she went vegan. Mm-hmm. But that's still she was able to incorporate a very high amount of fat and a very high amount of protein. Then she was able to live out her dream of being a mom, and she has one. It's amazing. So I'm not trying to like. As I sit here and drink my fucking alcoholic drink, I understand the irony of me telling you like not to eat like an asshole, but if your fucking shopping cart is full of frozen pizzas and Totino pizza rolls, I love you, and I've been there, but that shit is fucked up. And people say, oh, it's more expensive to eat healthy. Yes, it is. I'll tell you a quick story. The only reason that Corey and I were ever able to start eating healthy is because there was a time at the beginning of our relationship where we actually had to go on food stamps because we'd been in a serious car accident. I had lost my job over it, and we were not able to provide for ourselves with just his income. And the state came in and they helped us out, and we're so fucking amazingly forever grateful for that. But that's when we started juicing.
Yeah, we started juicing.
And that is actually what kickstarted. So it's kind of like ironic. Like, it took us getting blasted by a fucking drunk driver for us to be. I get it, we're not driving anywhere. But it took us getting blasted by a drunk driver for us to really like start eating healthy. And that was the catalyst actually for our entire like story here. So what we have learned though is that if you are struggling financially and you want to eat healthy but you're not sure how to do it, I don't know if there's an Aldi in your area, but like I'm like the fucking biggest advocate for Aldi. It's my favorite store in the entire world.
An Aldi pusher.
Aldi is my favorite. Like literally everything is non-GMO. It's organic.
They don't use pesticides.
They don't use pesticides. They don't use artificial coloring. Like, oh my God, you don't. If you want fucking ranch salad dressing, there's only one to choose from. Like, it's their brand and it's good and it's organic and you know that it's going to be healthy. Especially if you're on the keto diet, because you want those good. Oh yeah, he's a ranchaholic. But no, Aldi is a really good place to go. If you have any questions about this too, like please just like leave a comment. I will totally get back to you. This has been probably one of the more positive things I've ever done for myself. And
keto to me is not a fad. Keto is actually more okay. So there's this notion of the primal diet. Like this is more akin to what the primal diet is, because and you'll probably hear this from me a lot if you haven't heard it before, but the way we should be eating is the way our ancestors used to eat. And we have got so far off track from that. We have lost our way with our diets.
If you're eating ding-dongs and ho-hos.
I mean, if your lunch consists of a freaking couple of breadsticks and I don't know, just shit. Just shit. Just shit. Don't eat shit. Stop eating shit.
Stop eating shit.
This is one of my favorite metaphors too, especially if you're a little bit more on the spiritual side of things. Think of your body as an antenna for receiving information. How you got to tune your antenna to the perfect frequency, and what does that take? It takes changing your diet. Because if you have all this junk in your diet, your frequencies are going to be all out of whack. Your antenna is like you're going to have all these white noise things coming in. If you really want to find out, if you really want to listen to your heart, if you really want to find out what your heart is actually saying, change your diet. Change your diet, change your diet, change your diet. That, I think, is the foundation of changing your life. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yes. So basically, guys, what we're saying is that we moved. We fucking love you.
We've changed.
We've changed. We've grown. We need friends.
Teach me, my friend.
But also love yourself enough to do what it takes to stand up for what you believe in, for who you are, because I don't want any of you to look back in 20 years and be like, oh, that guy that was really rude to me at fucking the gas station, I should have really, you should lay into him. If he's being a dick, then fucking respect yourself enough to let it be known that he's being a dick. Like, these people have got to fucking be told when they're being dicks. I'm sorry, I just believe that so much. Like, if you let them continue to walk around and irritate people, then that's what they're going to keep doing.
Oh, yeah. It's okay to be a dick. But
it's
also okay to tell someone if they're being a dick.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't just be a dick because you think it's okay to be a dick. What I'm saying is be a dick when it's appropriate to be a dick. If someone's being an asshole to an old lady,
but
be
call
a
people
dick.
out. Call people out.
No, for sure. And I'm not talking about don't be like this uber liberal, like, oh my God, I'm going to cry about everything.
Life.
No. What we're saying is let your voice be heard. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you love. And then on the flip side of that, make good friends. Choose good people.
Surround yourself with love.
Yeah, like why? I don't know why you would want to be around friends that make you worry that you're not good enough, or challenge you to feel like you're not.
Get rid of the leeches. Get rid of the vampires.
If they're not adding to your life,
subtract
them. I don't even feel ashamed to say that.
No,
I love it.
No, it's so cheesy.
It's so cheesy, but it's so true. Perfect. But also, guys, like, again, we're not doctors. Eat how you want to eat. But what I will say though is, if you have any questions about keto, definitely look into it. There's tons of groups on Facebook that we're part of that are just like phenomenal. Reddit's a great tool for that.
A wealth of information.
It's a wealth of information. I'd love if you jump on the keto train with us. Let us know
Let's
how
do
it's
it
going.
together.
Yeah, let's
Let's do
fucking
it
do it
right
together. We'll share, ideas and recipes with you guys if you want. But it's been like, I don't know that I can go back from this, actually. Like, I've never had this much energy in my life. And I feel
Sugar
good.
cravings are way down.
Totally. Like, beer is honestly, like, and I used to love beer. Love it, love it, love it.
It's a struggle
I don't really
to
like it
bring carbs
anymore.
back in. It's like
Yeah.
really bread. I mean, the only thing is maybe a good slice of pizza, but that's not necessary anymore. I mean, literally, meat and cheese and nuts and it's like vegetables. Like how you can eat your ass off on those things.
I would totally eat my ass off.
Oh, yeah, I'll eat my ass off on that too.
But thank you for joining us. We have fucking missed the shit out of you.
Sorry it's been so long.
I'm not.
Hey, life happens.
Life happens.
Here we are.
Here we are, and there you are, and we love you. And this is
Wasted with the Walens. Cheers.